Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is November 4th, 2020. Now, yesterday we got the news that rapper DaBaby, his older brother, supposedly committed suicide at the age of 34. And, yesterday was election day. And what I find strange about this story is that, yesterday they came out with an article that the rapper was teaming up with hashtag No Cap 2020 campaign to supposedly provide free rides to the voters. And this was like the one of the main stories yesterday. And then later on, they came out with the story that his older brother passed away. I'm like, what a coincidence that this man is involved in the elections, and then his brother just dies in the same city that he's in. Supposedly his brother just took a gun and shot himself for no apparent reason. But those of you familiar with this work, you guys know that these things that happen in the headlines, they are all rituals. And there's no doubt in my mind that DaBaby's older brother committed suicide. By the numbers, it's possible that he committed suicide, but it's also possible that he was murdered. And if you understand this code of letters and numbers known as Gematria, which is the practice of coding numbers into words, you start seeing these numbers that show up time and time again. Like the number 34 when it comes to suicides. A lot of people die at the age of 34 from suicide. And just notice how suicide is sums to 34 in Gematria. So his older brother dead at 34, the same day as the elections that his brother's so heavily involved in. But DaBaby's older brother, his name is Glenn Johnson. Notice his name sums to 133 and 52, just like president. It's also sums to 47, like president. Suicide also sums to 47 as well. So think about it. A man named Glenn Robinson commits suicide at the age of 34. A man whose name sums to 47. And he does it on the same day that the nation is, supposedly voting for their president. Because as you guys already know, these elections are not organic. These presidents are not elected, they are selected. We've been proving that probably since since Obama, because this knowledge hasn't been out there before the Obama administration. So I guess you can say from 2008, or I guess 2008. Well, actually no, from 2013 the knowledge has been out there. So I guess the first election after that would have been, I guess, the Trump and so the Trump. So the first Trump administration. So from then on, we've been proving how these elections has been rigged by this code. And the other side of it is that a lot of these celebrities, their family members are also murdered by this code. Like in this case, we got the older brother of the rapper DaBaby, just randomly kills himself on election day, right? But just notice how his brother, the rapper, the celebrity in this case, DaBaby, he was born December 22nd. He's 28 years old. The word kill in Gematria sums to 28. His brother died at 34. Suicide is 34. But DaBaby was born December 22nd, 1991. And from his upcoming birthday to the day that his brother committed suicide, it's a span of 49 days. And that's interesting because DaBaby just put out an album on April 17th titled Blame It On Baby, with sums to 49. And that album came out, like I said, April 17th of this year. From that date to the killing of his, I guess, let's say to the death of his older brother, it's a span of 201 days. That number that we always talk about, the Jesuit order is 201. And that's also a number that connects to the inauguration, because the presidential inauguration is on January 20th of this year. A day that you write out 20/1 like 201. And of course, it was Event 201 that simulated the coronavirus outbreak. And we're gonna talk more about that after Donald Trump wins the rigged selection, because I don't know if you guys saw the video that I put out when Donald Trump contracted the coronavirus disease, it happened 110 days after his birthday on October 2nd. And October 2nd is also 110 days before the inauguration. President sums to 110, as you guys can see here, right? So Donald Trump and his wife, Melania, they get the coronavirus 110 days after the president's birthday, and then 110 days before the inauguration. President's 110. But notice how blame it on baby also sums to 121, like blood sacrifice. And that's what his brother is, a blood sacrifice. The day that yesterday's day was also a day with 50/40 numerology. Jesuit order sums to 54. And the baby also had an album called Kirk. I think that was his debut album, which sums to 49 as well. His brother committed suicide 49 days from his birthday. So yeah, so the guy's offering people free rides to the polls, while his brother's killing himself for no apparent reason. What a coincidence all this stuff is, right? But after the election is over and they have declared Donald Trump the president, I'm gonna go back live and show you guys all the things that I've noticed and why Donald Trump actually became president for a second term, right? On Patreon, I put out all the information already. So if you guys are interested in knowing before the election is over, you can visit the Patreon page. It's a little bit too late now to vote. Not to vote, to place a bet on the elections because, all the numbers are already in. But if you guys just notice, how to bet. Let's see. I'm going to show you guys the odds. Donald Trump is now the favorite to win the election. At 2 in the morning, he became negative 240. On Patreon, we put out the pick. I guess I can look it up now. It was, what time did I put this up? So November 3rd at 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was at plus 135. Donald Trump was a plus 135 odds. And then, the odds increased because Biden had the lead for most of the day yesterday. So it's possible you could have caught it at plus 190. But now it looks like, Donald Trump is now the favorite to win the rigged selection. So it's a little bit too late now to gamble on the Donald Trump pick. But I'm telling you, once the selection is over, I'm going to go live and show you guys why he won 142 days after his birthday, the coronavirus number. The guy who contracted coronavirus 110 days from his birthday. Such a joke, man. But, if you guys understand this code, this stuff is really easy. This is just the alphabetic order forwards and backwards, right? A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Every letter has a numerical value. Add up the sum, right? K is the 11th, I is the 9th, R is the 18th, K is the 11th. Kirk sums to 49. And his debut album was titled Kirk, the rapper DaBaby. And then his brother died 49 days from his birthday. And then he had another album called Blame It On Baby. And no doubt about that, his brother's death, we can also blame that on baby because it's pretty obvious that it's related to him. And Blame It On Baby sums to 121. B is the second letter, L is the 12th, A is the first letter in the alphabet, M is the 13th, so on. 121, just like the word blood sacrifice. They both sum to 121. That's what his brother is, a blood sacrifice, which came out 49 days from the baby's birthday. But I haven't published the Donald Trump information yet, but it's on my blog. I guess we can take a look at it. Let's see if I can. Once the selection is over, I'll definitely put everything in there. There's a lot of stuff still missing here. Like how the election came 45 weeks after Anthony Fauci's birthday. Donald Trump, number 45. Donald Trump also mentioned how he's going to fire Anthony Fauci after the election is over. After this selection is over, excuse me. And, the same numbers that we speak about, like the number 191, the number that connects to the Society of Jesus, The rig selection was 191 days after Melania Trump's birthday. So again, these are the same numbers we always talk about. And being that her birthday is on April 26th, I want you guys to notice this, right? So from April 26th to the day that supposedly her and her husband contracted the coronavirus infection, it happened 159 days after Melania Trump's birthday. And if I'm not mistaken, Donald Trump's full name sums to 159. Well, no. Only Donald Trump sums to 159. So 159 days after her birthday, she and her husband gets coronavirus. So yeah, there's still a lot of more things that I need to add on to that presentation before I put it out as a video. But yeah, so those of you wondering what happened to DaBaby's older brother, he didn't commit suicide at the age of 34. This man was probably murdered. There's no doubt about that. So, still think Trump wins? Yeah, he's gonna win. I mean, we spoke about that already. If you haven't seen this video, well, 1,200 people saw this video, so you guys all know that I had Donald Trump winning the rig selection. But let's see what happens. Let's see how the polls is looking right now. Funny. That's funny. 238. That's the Kobe Bryant birthday. 213, the death number. I I think Donald Trump has already won. I mean, just look at this. Look at the map. Most of it is red. I don't even think, even if Nevada's pretty close. I think Trump can also win Nevada. That would be like a blow right there. But Donald Trump is probably gonna win Pennsylvania. That's 20 electoral votes. He's probably gonna win Michigan. That's 16. That's already 36 electoral votes. So we can do the math now. I mean, Donald Trump has already won the selection, excuse me. So he has 213. Now he wins Pennsylvania, that's another 20. And then Michigan is another 16. That's already 249 electoral votes. And then it looks like he's leading in North Carolina. So slim lead there. Also a slim lead here. But they already reported 94% of the votes. So it looks like he's gonna win both Georgia and North Carolina. And North Carolina is where DaBaby's brother committed suicide. So that's probably what that story's about, because this election is probably gonna come down to North Carolina, where DaBaby's older brother supposedly killed himself. And the president is gonna be probably determined by the winner of North Carolina. I think that's what the riddle is with the death of DaBaby's older brother, Glenn Johnson. I mean, what a joke this stuff is, right? So if he wins North Carolina, that's another 15. So let's see. Another 15. Then he got 264. Now I guess, yeah, 264. Then he wins Nevada. Nevada's pretty close. 260. If he wins Nevada, all Trump has to do is win Nevada, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina. And he's already leading in Michigan and Pennsylvania. So it's going to come down to North Carolina. And he's already winning in Georgia as well. So, yeah. Your next president is going to be the pussy grabber. The president that you guys have for the last 4 years. The man who contracted coronavirus. And then the election was 142 days after his birthday. The coronavirus number. And there was another stat that I saw earlier today. Let's see what it was. Where did I put it? I know I took a screenshot of it. Okay, so this was the polls earlier today. So the Senate control, Democrats have 46 and Republicans have 47. I mean, what is 47? President, government, White House, authority, Republican, Democrat, all 47. President is 47. Looks like the president is going to be in the Republican Party. But yeah, so I'll speak more about that a little bit later on today. And I just want to say rest in peace to Glenn Johnson, excuse me. Dead at 34 from apparent suicide. Yeah, I mean, think about all these people that supposed to be voted. I mean, I don't know if all these people voted, but there's a lot of people that's still asleep, man, because this is a lot of people going, like, think about it. 68 million people voted for Donald Trump, supposedly, so far. And another 68 million voted for Joe Biden. That's a lot of people who are still asleep and think that their vote counts. Man. Shame. But all the stuff we put out every single day. But you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, and I'll be back on later today to speak about the rig selection.